I was thinking about doing a few recordings of Smash Bros. Infinite with the All-Star mode because it's the only mode that doesn't freeze when you try to play it with the modified characters.
Okay, then.
Because it doesn't try to load any of the modified characters, so it's okay. Every character that appears is set, and is set with a particular costume, so All-Star mode works.
Hmm.
But arcade mode, it will pick characters at random, and it will pick random costumes. If it picks a regular character in a modded costume, it will freeze. If it picks a modded character, it will freeze.
That's a shame.
It is, because I would have quite liked to have done arcade mode as each of the Dragon Ball characters.
Who's in there besides Goku?
Vegeta, Gohan, Boo, Cell, Frieza, I think. Kid Goku as well. If you fall from this screen, you die.
No.
So you can get to the energy tank and then jump off to the right.
No?
And get the one up.
Oh, we get the one up. Yeah, you could.
Ah. I never understood these copy robots. They're just really padding when you think about it.
Well, it's Doc Robot, or as it's actually supposed to be Dark Robot. And he's... I don't know why he is, but he is.
Because wouldn't it be cooler just to fight the bosses with their original sprites than this fake boss?
Well, less room just to have this one guy and his animations.
Yeah, I know, but if they got space for the sprite of the boss standing still, I'm sure they could have squeezed in the rest of the sprites as well.
Not back in these days. You have to remember, they probably talked about how the Mega Man 1 cartridge, or was it Mega Man 2, has, I think, 2.5 megabits of data.
2.5 meg in a NES card.
Megabits, not bytes.
Oh, right, okay.
Something like that.
That would have been an expensive cart to make back in the 80s.
No, actually, if I recall right, even back then that wasn't actually impressive.
Ah. It's a me tool!
Oh, that reminds me of, like, I think 2009 or so, when I had a 1 gigabyte flash drive, and I bought it for, like, I think $14. I think I had it for, like, a couple years prior to that. But I remember seeing in, like, 2009, there was an old advertisement for I think it was like just short of 250 megabyte flash drive, and it was like $300.
Crazy.
Yeah, and nowadays you can get like, I don't know, 60 gigabyte flash drives for like $20.
Yeah.
And who knows how
Around
much it's
here,
gonna be.
typically 32s for dirt cheap around here. The supermarkets do 32s for very cheap. Today I bought a micro SD XC card with a 100 megabits a second write speed, and that was about 60 quid, which is as good a price as a 256 card is going to cost you. This is micro SD cards are like small enough to be swallowed. Like, they are tiny. They fit within the size. Yeah, they fit within the size of your finger, of your digit. So within a centimeter squared, essentially. You can get up to 400 gigabytes on this thing that is so tiny. And then you think back to those USB sticks that were like 32 meg back in 2002, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how it comes along.
Well, the real question is, how much of our subscriber base are little kids that don't know what we're talking about, or other old folk?
Well, considering that most of our subscriber base is our own alternate accounts.
Well, 3 of our 7 subscribers.
Okay, I know that one of our subscribers is Matzo, so.
There's
one kid, but
there's Blank.
Oh, Blank, yeah, but Blank's like my age.
So we have 1 kid and 1 old fart.
Yeah, I suppose old fart sums me up, but I think he's around 22, 23, whereas I'm like 28, coming on 29. Feel so old.
Almost 30.
Yeah. I'll have to get one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I'm actually in my 30s t-shirts.
What?
I will ironically wear one of those when I turn 30.
What is that?
It's a t-shirt that says I'm actually in my 30s and the text is done like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo.
Oh.
So the Teenage Mutant Ninja bit says I'm actually in my, and then the Turtles is 30s. It's a really cringy shirt that I've seen people wear.
It's the shirt of a true man-child.
Suppose, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't wear it then.
Oh, you don't want to be a true man-child?
No. I was growing my hair out long, and then I watched the first episode of The Disastrous Life of Saiki Kusuo, and he's talking about how like man babies are like part of the worst part of society, and there's this guy that looks just like me with his hair grown out long playing video games. I'm like, okay, getting a haircut.
Well, you don't want to be the version of you and say Yakuza 0?
Oh, Mr. Shakedown.
Yeah. Buff Jonas.
Buff Jonas, yeah. Parents TV.
Steamed hams.
Steamed hams.
The game is being very generous with enemies dropping lives.
Yes, it is. Almost too generous.
It's funny because Mega Man 5 is actually the one that's really notorious for its extra lives drops. Because it just crams them down your throat continually.
Oh, I'd probably like Mega Man 5 then.
Part of the reason why I say it's the easiest. I don't get
like
why
having
Soy and, by extension, that one Ray, don't get why they claim
that one Ray. You mean the one from Star Wars?
No, a different one.
I'm sure we will get on the topic of that Ray when we do Battletoads.
Yep.
The critically acclaimed second entry in the Donkey Kong series. The one thing that annoys me about these stages is you fight 2 of these fake robots, don't you, each time?
Yep.
Like, is that just not padding? Because you're gonna have to fight every boss in the game again inside a boss rush at the end.
Yep.
So these are just padding. Do you have to fight all of these again as well?
What's wrong with playing through a harder version of the stages and fighting legacy bosses?
Everything.
Like
If I
what?
was fighting actual legacy bosses and not fake legacy bosses,
Well, they're harder versions of these legacy bosses.
so they should be the old legacy bosses with a slightly different palette, like in Japanese RPGs.
No, but Dark Robot is bigger than them.
This frog is pink instead of green, therefore it must be stronger. You know, I remember trying to play a game called Risen, a Western RPG called Risen, and there were these bugs, I think they were bugs, that I was killing, and they were super weak, and I'm like, yeah, I can take that on. And then I saw, like, this darker purple version of the bug. I'm like, yeah, I can fight that too. And then I get close to it, and it's like level 40. I'm like, actually, no. No, I can't. That game was great. They gave you an achievement if you kept throwing yourself off a cliff.
Okay, then.
It's like, if you died like 5 times from falling, it's like, this isn't going to work. I want to give Risen another try, because it was genuinely quite enjoyable. I've got all 3 games in the series, but it's getting round to playing a large RPG. And like I've said, I'm not too fond on RPGs, especially Western. Risen appeals to me because it's so jank that it's funny. Numen, Contest of Heroes on Steam, is also another example of a Western RPG that's so janky it's actually hilarious. Two Worlds as well is another one that's so bad it's funny.
I'll be honest, I haven't played too many actually Western RPGs. I mean, there's the Elder Scrolls games. I played 1, 3, 4, and 5. And Fallout 3.
I've played and beaten Oblivion. I haven't played Morrowind. I played like 5 minutes of Morrowind. I'm like, oh my god. How can I play something so janky? So I stopped.
I love Morrowind.
If I had started with Morrowind, I probably would have liked Morrowind. But because I had started with Oblivion, I had started with a newer version of the creation engine. So trying to play a game on an older version was tricky. I've played and beaten Fallout 3. I've played but not beaten New Vegas. I played a little bit of Fallout 4 and I was so insulted by its quality that I stopped. Fallout 4 is awful. Let's take everything that was good about Fallout 3 and remove it. That sounds like a good idea. Let's take away the awesome combat system. Let's nerf VATS.
Get rid of leveling.
Yeah, get rid of leveling. Let's mess up conversation trees. Let's have a speaking protagonist. Yeah, real good one.
Let's give it the Mass Effect talking system.
Yeah. Let's make it so the text you're picking your dialogue from isn't even remotely close to what your character actually says.
Oh, that reminds me of one of Terminal Montage's videos about... I can't remember what it was. One of the Star Wars games that are now completely irrelevant.
Probably Knights of the Old Republic.
It might be. I'm looking it up now. Terminal. Oh, I have a notification. It's from someone. Which name is that game going to get? It's on a animation frame video. Well, I'll tell you live there, Bob person. It's going to be called Spooky times 2. Shooty times.
Well, it's not the worst name I've seen for an indie game. I did discover something on Steam called There's a Genie in My Szechuan Sauce.
What?
You heard me. There's an FMV, yes, full motion video game on Steam called There's a Genie in My Szechuan Sauce. And it looks awful. And the devs are unapologetic about the quality of their games. They know that they are making trash, but they put it out there anyway.
You gotta love those two.
And the games are massive because the video is all, like, HD. Breakman! That is weird. I didn't believe you when you said it.
Well, you think I lie?
You have been known
dare
to
doubt
massage...
the apple?
You have been known to massage the truth, my friend.
Well, it's good to make it feel comfortable.
Nothing seems to do damage.
Use the same fight the entire way throughout the game, all the times that you fight him.
Same behavior. Jump, shoot, jump, shoot, jump, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that seems to do... Oh, shooting him in the back seems to be the key.
No, you have to shoot him with the bus.
Oh.
Gotta love that bus AI.
Wow. My goodness. As soon as I got the last energy from Mega Man, Wily stole Gamma. What? What? That wasn't even English!
Yeah, this is a Sonic Adventure crossover, you didn't know?
Gamma. Hmm.
How I got through Star Wars The Old Republic. This is the...
I told you it would be Old Republic. That was BioWare back when they were good.
Yep. Before they were owned by EA. I think.
Hey, EA owning BioWare isn't when BioWare got bad. They were bad beforehand. But what about Mass Effect? That's what I'm talking about. And Sonic Chronicles as well.
By the way, Rush Marine. It's like only used in this game. It has a lot more use inside of Mega Man 2 for Game Boy. But in Mega Man 2 for Game Boy, that's the easiest Mega Man game of them all.
Oh, sounds like I have a new favorite Mega Man game.
Yeah, okay, you can play it, but just know it's not going to be the greatest.
That's alright. All it has to be is at least as good as Titus the Fox. Titus
which version?
the Fox.
The one that appeared inside your RoboCop thumbnail?
No. To Marrakech and back.
Sounds like
that is a good DOS platformer. That is a very good DOS platformer. To Marrakesh and back.
So we're going to be seeing it coming to Team Crest commentaries, being recorded by one Herbert.
Possibly. It's extremely difficult, though. The most fun thing about that game is it has a splash screen that comes up if it detects that it's being played after a certain year. I can't remember which one it is, but like if you go to play it now, it comes up with a splash screen that says, like, 2018! I never expected anybody to be playing this game in 2018. You know.
Sounds
After
great.
it reached a certain number of years past the game's release, it had this little splash screen that came up and said, wow, wasn't expecting anybody to play it now. You know. Which was cute.
Top spin! Yeah,
So
I
what
like
you got to
those
do,
kinds
just
of
defeat the enemies that come at you. That's easy. That was so easy that could have been a Super Mario Land 2 boss.
Please, Super Mario Land 2 bosses are harder.
Even the 3 little piggies boss.
Yes. Hey, at least you don't hurt them by them colliding into you.
This is beautiful.
It is the epitome of my parents' television.
Yeah, nice one. This game just looks like it's no longer fun. It looks like we've crossed the point where it's no longer fun.